Good morning. Welcome to the FerrumPanthers.com Coaches Show. My name is Dave Newcombe, and I'm happy to have some baseball guys with us this morning. Our head coach, Ryan Brittle, and senior second baseman, Eddie McGrath. Eddie, you're one of four seniors on the team. You're leading the team in hitting for now anyway. And what a start you've had. Talk about your start a little bit and the start of the team.
We have great team chemistry right now. If somebody's not hitting, I can count on all 8 people to hit for me. I don't really know what to say about it.
Yeah, well, the team chemistry is something that I was thinking was really different this year, just from my observation from a person looking on, guys in the cafeteria, sitting together, eating together, enjoying each other, showing up at 7:30 on a Saturday morning to unload a truck and then make meals for 50,000 African children. I mean, it's just a nice thing to see this year. And how about the start, Coach?
It's been great. You couldn't ask for a better group of guys, and they've really bought into what we've tried to sell them. Mm-hmm. And more important than the talent level on our team is the combination of the whole unit as a group, wanting each other to do well,
right,
and wanting each other to be successful, and knowing and trusting each other that when we're not successful as an individual, we know that the guy behind us is going to be successful and pick us up. And I think that's been the key to our success so far this year.
Yeah, you have your number 9 hitter hitting a home run to win the game, goes 4 for 4. Shortstop,
Clay Massey.
Massey.
That's just it.
You pick each other up.
When somebody doesn't, our top of the order guys this past weekend against LaGrange had a rougher series. It didn't. Mm-hmm. They swung the bats okay, just weren't getting hits, and the bottom half of our order picked us up, and we're able to have some key hits and to drive in some key runs. And when you have guys like that down there in the order that can hit, are going to have quality at bats, and that's what we talk a lot about, is having quality at bats and making the pitcher work. And our guys are in the dugouts in between innings asking how many pitches the pitcher has thrown for the other team, because we know if we run his pitch count up, we can get into the bullpen and be more successful that way too.
So they're thinking as a team and picking each other up, and that's the beauty of baseball or any team sport, I think, as long as you don't want selfish people on your team, and you got to have good leadership. And this young man's quite a leader, not only on the field, but I think in the classroom. And you set an excellent example. You've been a Dean's List student. Talk about your major a little bit. What are you studying?
I'm a criminal justice major. My emphasis is in applied criminology, so. Take a lot of social work classes, psychologies, and stuff like that, and it's geared more towards like a social work aspect, like probation and parole, or something along that line. I just want to be able to get in the community and help people out once I graduate. I feel like there's a lot that can be done in our criminal justice system, especially with the juveniles in the system, and
yeah, and there's a lot of talk about baseball in the inner city and the urban areas, how we've lost baseball in those places. There really aren't a whole lot of places to play, so it's really an interesting thing to me as well.
And Eddie's he's a summer coach. He coaches baseball during the summer, so. He has a great love for the game and a great love for people, and that's what being a coach for me is all about, is that our guys go out and be productive members of society. And there's no doubt that every single person that's on your roster that you have there is going to be a productive member and are good people in general. So it's good to have those guys here.
So when you're recruiting, you're looking at, we need good people.
Yeah, no question. You know, as a baseball coach, don't want to have to worry about whether a kid's going to be here for 4 years or not. We want guys that are going to be here for 4 years, regardless of the talent level. If you have an extremely talented guy, and there's lots of talk about one and done in college basketball, if you have an extremely talented guy on a baseball team that's going to be here for 1 year and not realize his talent, what good isn't it better if a guy's less talented, stays here for 4 years, is a member of the community, a member of your program, and can really develop himself and takes pride in what we wear across our chest instead of just who his name is on the back of his jersey. So we definitely want good individuals and good solid people to come into our program.
And kids that give back to the community too, like the Saturday morning when you were there at 7:30, we were really worried about, here we had to put these meals together, 50,000 of them, and we didn't know on a Saturday morning on a college campus who's going to show up. When we see 40 or whatever guys with Ferrum baseball on their jersey, that really made a difference. I think you picked the whole school up.
And enthusiastic guys.
Right. Oh, yeah.
We got Javen Metz in there banging that gong.
Was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good experience for all of us.
He was the right man for that job.
No question.
Yeah. Javen Metz, for those that don't know, got to ring the gong every 5,000 meals that were packed. He rang the gong, and he did it very, very well. So that was a fun thing. Well, Coach, you go down to Rocky Mount, North Carolina, traditionally strong program, North Carolina Wesleyan, 3 games. So that'll be a test, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Another road test for us against a more experienced team than we faced this past weekend. Right. We have a lot of confidence going into this weekend. I think we're also very humble. Yeah. And we our team, the individuals on our team have been through so much over the last 3 or 4 years that I think we remain humble, and we look forward to going down to North Carolina Wesleyan and facing a quality club who probably hasn't played as well as they're going to play this year. Yeah. And we look forward to not letting them get going against us.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a test. And how about your pitching? Goodness sakes, you've had some guys really, really step up. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? To have a guy pitch 2 no-hitters in a couple of weeks is kind of special.
Yeah, I told Coach Naff, our athletic director, and my baseball coach while I was here, that it took him 23 years to get 1 no-hitter. And it took me 9 ball games to get 2. But Jake Perkins is a special young man. He has special talent, and he's done a really good job of developing over his college career and developing over this season and trying to learn what it means to be a good pitcher and not just a good thrower, because he's had a great arm his whole life, and he's becoming a good pitcher now, and I think he's seeing the fruits of his labor. And Jake is a guy, like we talked about before on the last show that I did, that we have some legacy guys, and Jake is one of those guys. His dad, Ray Perkins, pitched here when we were junior college and pitched at Virginia Tech, and Ray comes back and watches every game that Jake pitches, and it's great to have guys like him and Ty Comer and Lane Deaver, whose dads all played here. Great to have those guys come back, and good to have our alumni coming back to the games all the time and seeing them. And I think our alumni have become excited or re-energized with this season and how it's gone so far. We just have to continue to grind it out and do the things that we need to do to win ball games. So
we had the conference did a 50-year, not a 50-year, but a 50 best players in the conference over the years, and I noticed Heath Bircher was on that list. Tim Comer.
I don't think Timmy
he should have been, but
sure. There's a lot of great players that have come through Ferrum that you just can't name. You can't name all of them, but yeah, there was some good names on that list. Some guys that I played with, and good to see those faces getting recognized as great players in our conference. And there's so many more guys. It just doesn't end with with those guys on that list.
Travis Hunley, and you know, the coach and his dad was a great player.
Yeah.
But Ray Perkins was a real good player.
He was very good. He was drafted out of
right,
Virginia Tech
right.
and played professional baseball.
Yeah.
And another guy that, you know, and there's so many guys on our team that we need to mention, but Dylan Weaver, our number 2 starter, is having a really good year, kind of under the radar because Jake gets most of the press.
He's
because
4-0.
of the 2 no-hitters. He is 4-0, and he leads our team in ERA. What a great worker that kid is. I mean, he is an absolute workhorse. He does all the extras. He's working. He does our running during our game or during our practices, and then he goes and runs more himself. So he's one of those guys that does the extra, and he's seeing the fruits of his labors now during this season. So.
Yeah, I've seen guys running quite a bit, mostly pitchers.
Yeah, our pitching coach, Jonathan Wills, he's done a great job with our pitching staff and making sure that they're in shape and that they're prepared for each and every game. And we have a great coaching staff. You know, Eddie made the move from third base to second base, and we have a local guy, Chad Fouts, who's our infield coach. And Coach Fouts does a great job with the infielders and trying to teach. We try to teach in one of those LaGrange games. I came back in the dugout in between innings, and I had 3 different players talking to 3 different coaches about 3 separate things, just teaching the game and trying to make sure that we're all on the same page. And it was a great thing to see for me as a head coach that I have qualified, quality coaches on our staff that can teach. And, you know, you don't have to, as a head coach, that takes the pressure off me to try and, you know, manage the game instead of teach it while we're playing.
And some of these guys are volunteer, right? They're giving of their time for the love of the game. And it is a great game. And I just so appreciate the tradition of Ferrum baseball. You know, I've been here a long time, and, you know, it's great to come out and see a winning team, and it's just been great. You as a senior, I just can't think that you're overjoyed with the way things are going, and you really deserve it because you've worked hard, Eddie, and so I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you, Ryan, that we've gotten off to the great start, but there is a long way to go in the season. I know you know that, and we'll be cheering you on, and good luck against North Carolina Wesleyan. Thanks for your leadership. And next week, we're going to have Karen Harvey, the head lacrosse coach, and we'll have a player to be named coming on soon, coming on with her next Thursday. Until then, well, any last words you guys want to say before Gary shuts us down here? Gary Holden, our director, producer, and athletic person.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. We'd like to thank all the Ferrum folks out there and the Ferrum athletics fans for coming out and supporting us and being a part of our program. We welcome that and look forward to seeing everybody at a ball game.
Yeah, there's a lot of enthusiasm. Yeah, we need to get people out in the stands and to support a great winning team, get some enthusiasm. But your guys cheer each other on, and that's what's important. Okay, so until next week with Karen Harvey, this is Dave Newcombe saying so long.